Hey everybody, welcome to Webinar Wednesday. I'm John Weller. I'm the Chief Innovation Officer here at Broadloom, and I'm joined by the Director of Marketing and the Director of Sales for AHF, Jeff Sommer and Lee Hoggard. Thank you so much for joining me today. So today we're going to talk about Armstrong Flooring is back, baby. This is a really exciting conversation. AHF, the most prolific and probably most important Armstrong Flooring brand, and bringing it back. So, Jeff, before we get started on this, I want to talk about you generally new in the flooring industry, whereas he and I grew up in this business, basically. You came from Hershey's, had a long and successful career at Hershey's. I'd like to hear just a little bit about what it's like to go from chocolate to floor covering.
Well, it's still sweet, but in a different way. So really, I mean, actually the market and the way I go to market is probably about the same. And I think, every day when I work within the flooring industry, I bring these similarities together. And I really think that, the way flooring goes to market, our customers are, similar to the way Hershey goes to market. So our customers are either distributors or they're the big box stores or, the retailers. Hershey does the same thing. Their customers are Walmart, Target, it's the same thing. They're also making products specifically for those customers. We do the same thing. And the only difference really is the lead time in the purchase. So obviously, it's an impulse buy to buy chocolate as you're going out of the store, 100%. But, in some cases, flooring can be an impulse buy too. I know people that when they go and see and look at products, either it's like a piece of furniture or flooring, they're attracted to it right away, and just the lead time to get that into your house is a little bit different. But really, it's, I think if you're a marketer, your tool belt goes with you wherever you are, and you draw similarities from other industries. And I'm hoping that I'm bringing some insight and some new thought into the flooring industry from my CPG career.
Well, I hope so, because the flooring industry needs some new thought brought into it, and I think it's exciting. I mean, listen, the idea that what you just said, even to the point of chocolate being an impulse buy, floor covering hasn't been, but we also haven't made it easy. Yeah. And I think part of what you probably bring into this is why. Yeah. Like, there are tools available. How can we make this more of an impulse, get more people to have an impulse? And I think if we make it easier, and some of the things we're going to talk about may lead to that. Yeah. So Lee, I know that you've been in the floor covering business pretty much your whole career.
That's correct.
Right? So listen, then the conversation I want to have with you is, as important as this is, I know AHF, I've heard nothing about amazing things of Armstrong. We're going to do this, and we're going to do it in a very different way. So if you don't mind, lean into a little bit and tell us about the Lutea products and what makes them different and special that people should understand about the first launch in the Armstrong Flooring line being Lutea.
Yeah, definitely. And, AHF is bringing Armstrong back, the AHF way. So, what we decided to do is really twofold. I mean, we really are meeting the market where it's at from both a design and a specification standpoint. So when you look at the Lutea line, you have two different specifications. You have a 7x60 12 mil and a 9x60 20 mil. And both of those specifications are right where the market is at right now, exactly what the customer is asking for. And then when you look at the design concept and you see the warmer tones, you see the browns, and still a little bit of the gray accent, that's exactly what the consumer is asking for. We've seen a shift from a predominantly, gray, very light tone market to more of a warmer, browner tone, and you're seeing all that encompassed in the product.
That makes sense, and I like that. So there's a transition going on where there's still some gray stuck into the wood somewhere or in the product?
Yes.
That's very interesting.
Yeah, so you're going to see the gray accents in the product, but mixed in with your warmer brown tones, and that's what we see the consumer really drifting towards.
Cool. Well, again, you guys do everything at a very, very high level. And it sounds like a lot of thought has gone into the launch of this product. So it's exciting. So Jeff, when we started talking about this partnership, there was a lot of people involved. Brian Carson even got involved in the conversation, and you guys made it very clear. This launch, or relaunch, whatever you want to call it, with AHF and the Armstrong Flooring brand needs to be different. It needs to be done the AHF way. And with that, you guys made some pretty good commitments and big commitments to the flooring retailers, but to make this consumer experience extra special. Let's talk about that if you don't mind a little bit.
Yeah, certainly. So the Armstrong Flooring brand obviously is iconic. It's one that everybody knows, dates back to the 1860s. It's also as we purchased the brand a couple years ago, it's part of our portfolio of brands, and we really say that America is really built on our floors, and Armstrong Flooring is really a key brand in that strategy or that portfolio that we have. But when we introduced it with Lutea, bringing Armstrong Flooring Lutea to the market, we wanted to make sure that we're making a big impact, not only from to the retailers, but also to the consumers through a digital program. So we partnered with Broadloom and really taking that product, making a landing page, making it, has visualization, sampling, but also very searchable and being able to drive the consumer either through advertising or through just organic search to our product, being able to see it online, being able to visualize it in their homes, and then either, again, order that sample or go directly into to a local retailer and see it for themselves, and hopefully then buy it, obviously purchase it that way. But I also think that, being able to work with the team as Broadloom, and being able to provide the guidance that you guys have had has helped us to really get to a point where we're excited about the program and want to continue it. So hopefully, that's where we're headed with this.
Yeah, we're extremely excited about it. I mean, it's not every day you get to work with an iconic brand like that. And when that came through, for us, our goal in life is to simplify the buying of floor covering for the consumer, but to also make sure that the consumers are successful and our manufacturers are successful. One of the things, the box that we can check off the most is that we have a lot of consumers visiting retailer websites. We have a lot of traffic. We have a lot of eyeballs. But how can we improve that experience and help everybody win together? And your brand is providing a very unique opportunity for the retailers that are thinking about what they can do differently. Yeah. There's a lot of noise out there. I did a Google search in a presentation I was doing earlier with some dealers in a room, and we did flooring in Jacksonville, Florida. We got 1,160,000,000 results on the word flooring in Jacksonville, Florida. Yeah. How does a consumer make sense of that? But with a brand like Armstrong, having that somewhere in that search and having that appear is going to bring all the tides involved, whether it's the Armstrong brand and flooring brand, the retailer, right? It's going to help everybody get visible. And our goal is to get the consumer to that website or to that retailer's showroom, have them recognize the brand that they've known now for, as you said, could be over 150 years, and find a really amazing product. There's a lot of thought, obviously, and design that's gone into it. So we couldn't be more excited. And if I'm a retailer and I'm hearing about this, again, we're all in the same boat, right? The consumer is being overloaded with information. How do you separate yourself? With a 150-year-old brand is a really good way to help you as a independent retailer to separate yourself and leverage a brand like that.
Yeah, most certainly. I mean, Armstrong Flooring and Armstrong, just the whole company in general, has been doing this for so long and building that brand reputation. It's really an honor for me as a marketer to really have that brand and to really bring it to life again in a different way through digital. So it's been a really cool ride so far.
We feel the same way, and I know just from the excitement level of talking to retailers, they feel the same way. So this is early. We're just now getting out here with it. I think we have about 500 retailers who have committed to taking the Lutea line, and are working with us now on a digital execution of that. And we're just now getting started. So if I'm a retailer and I'm listening to this webinar, how do they find out more about Lutea and carrying the product?
So, I mean, really working through Broadloom. If you're a Broadloom dealer, certainly you can reach out to your contact, or I'm not sure how you do that, through your web.
Right. So we have account managers that work with them. So if you're a retailer and you're on Broadloom, reach out to your account manager. We will help connect you to the appropriate person. And if they're not a Broadloom customer,
they're not a Broadloom customer, I mean, work with your local distributor. They are there for you. And Lee manages a lot of those distribution partners, but they've really actually partnered with us in this program, partner with AHF to make sure that we're infiltrating the market with these displays. So if you have a retail location and you have a distributor that you work with closely, just talk to them, talk to your rep, and make sure you're putting this in a prominent place in your retail location.
Cool. And just to give everybody kind of a quick overview, as Jeff said, I want to reiterate, we're launching this together on the Broadloom platform, and it is totally enabled for digital retailing, meaning the Armstrong Flooring Lutea products have visualization, sample ordering, and in-store visualization on our kiosk available for you to incorporate into the user experience and the sale of the product. And it's off to a great start. So listen, we're going to transfer now to question and answer and see what questions people have about the Armstrong Flooring Lutea line. Okay. Well, let's see what we have coming in through the system. We had quite a big number of people on this webinar. And here is the first question from Ashley in Florida. I just ordered my display. Once I have it in my showroom, can I order Armstrong samples for my customers instead of checking them out of our showroom? So I'll answer that question. Yes, that is actually one of a really good point here. To be honest with you, one of the problems that I can tell you that all manufacturers have and all retailers have in this industry is consumers come in, they're interested in the hot selling samples that are in the store. And if they leave with that sample, every consumer after that person leaves that store does not have the ability to even see the colors that were checked out. And that has been a problem in this industry for a very long time. And so this program, if you have a Broadloom website, those samples are available to order off of your website for your customers. And honestly, we've had a lot of retailers already using the program that way. And there's two things that happen. Number one, when you enter in that consumer information and you order that sample, that consumer is going to get a thank you and continually get information to say that they've ordered this sample from your store, Ashley. And then it will give them the tracking number, and then it will say it was delivered. It also gives a notification back to you and to the people at your store that this consumer has now got this sample and it has been delivered, which gives you a cue to call that consumer, let them know, hey, listen, you've got your samples. How did it work out? And it's just another touch point. And we've had a lot of retailers tell us that when that transpires, a lot of these customers are like, this really is great. This color worked out. How can I get a quote? And it prompts them to go to that house and actually take a measure. So that is exactly one of the ways that you can proactively use this system. And it is what we are learning is it really increases your odds of making a sale with more customers if you use it in that way. Okay. We have another question from Oliver Flooring. What is the cost of the system? Really, really good question, Oliver. I'm going to throw that over to Jeff.
Yeah, so you need to really work with your local representative to get that price. We offer our distributors bulk rates, if you will, but we offer them specific pricing for our displays. And there are a couple different types of displays. So I would actually work with your rep, and I really can't answer that question in your specific area. So sorry about that, Oliver Flooring.
I think what Oliver is referring to, and maybe Oliver, you can, if you're listening, I mean, you can continue. It says we have a Broadloom website. So I think what Oliver is referring to, because there's a lot of manufacturer programs that are in the marketplace.
Got it.
And if you're talking about the program itself, this is an investment that Armstrong Flooring and the distributors are making in your store, Oliver. So if you have a Broadloom website and you have the Armstrong Lutea display, there is no cost to the program. So you get all those tools and all those benefits on behalf of being partners with Broadloom and Armstrong and the distributor that you're working with. So unlike many other programs out there, this one has no cost if you're talking about the tools and the system itself.
Got it. Sorry, I misunderstood that. I thought you were talking about the display system.
Hope that answered the question. Okay. The next question is from Bob in Nebraska. Once I set up display, how soon will I begin getting leads? Great question, Bob in Nebraska. So listen, the way this program works is just like your showroom, right? When you have a showroom and you rent that space and you put your samples in it, people are going to walk in the door, and what you're hoping is that you sell them a product. Well, we're putting this user experience on the Broadloom dealers, that a dealer that has a Broadloom website, we're putting this user experience on the website. So I can't guarantee you that a consumer is going to come to your website and necessarily opt into searching for the Armstrong Latea brand. However, it's a much better experience than a lot of the other products on there. I will tell you this, because we've been looking at data now on this for a few months. And one of the things that I can tell you that you might want to reconsider who you are featuring on your website. Having the sample ordering and visualization on the Armstrong brand is a very, very big bonus for you and for your consumers. If you have a website that has, I'm going to say, 100 other brands on it that don't offer that user experience, you might want to reconsider taking those off your website. We are seeing that consumers are converting at a much higher rate with this experience. And if the goal of your website, which it should be, is to get more people to actually call you, convert, order a sample, you might want to consider making sure that the products that you feature are the ones that are in digital retailing and have sample ordering and have visualization. So the second that you get that display in your store, if you have a Broadloom website, this user experience is launched on your website. What happens from there, again, is just like someone walking into the showroom. We can't guarantee they're going to take an action, but the more that you feature the brands and the Armstrong brand that has this user experience, the more leads you're going to get. That's basically how that works. Okay. Looks like we did answer Oliver's question. That's good. Or Oliver Flooring's question. All right. Next question up from Chris in Ohio. Whoa, Chris, you and Oliver Flooring are on the same page here. How much does the Armstrong charge to be in this program? Okay, so these are the things that you have to know. You have to have the Armstrong Latea display to qualify for this program. So that would be a one-time upfront cost to get that display in your store. Once you have that, you are in the program. So whether you have a Broadloom website or you do not have a Broadloom website, you are in this program. You will be featured on the Armstrong Latea website in their dealer locator. The consumer can go to the Armstrong Latea website, visualize the product, order a sample. And if you're a Broadloom customer, then on your website, you will have sample ordering and visualization. One other component of this program is the products are also available for in-store visualization. And I can tell you that we launched the in-store visualizer about a year ago. We have about 400 retailers that are using it today. And it has been an incredible, there's been incredible success stories of how retailers are now using it. Every single person that calls that store, they say, listen, before you come to the store, take pictures of the rooms in your house that you're decorating. Because what I can do is show you the products in our store on a large screen in the showroom while you're looking at our large samples, and customers are driving across town past all of the competitors to go have this experience. So there is no charge to the program. If you have a display, you're in the program. If you have a Broadloom website and you have an in-store visualizer, you're just adding to the value of the program. Okay. Any other questions coming up? I do not see any questions. I guess we answered a lot of things in that video. It's been, that was it. That was, I think, listen, this has been one of the more exciting launches that we've done. It is early. I look at the numbers every day, and it looks like about 10 retailers a day are coming into this program. So the territories are filling up quickly. And with that, Jeff, Lee, I appreciate you guys joining me today on the webinar, and all you dealers that showed up. I hope you found this valuable, and we will see you out there. Good selling.
Yeah, appreciate it. Thank you.
Take care.